Her alt is that she gets out of the mech, mech goes flying forward. Which really is a terrifying ult when you have a giant hulking mass of steel come hurtling at your face.
Right. That's very true.
Oh God! But you're still
because
in the game.
then when
you're
you because the mech gets destroyed.
Yes.
And there's a torrent. Okay, so now I got it. We're doing a good job. We're doing a good job.
This is a learning experience.
It really is.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to PlayStation Underground. On today's show, we are playing Overwatch. And in my 10 years in the video game industry, I never thought I would say this. I'm joined by singer, songwriter, rapper, T-Pain.
It's a lot going on here.
T-Pain, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. You are playing Overwatch right now. We are playing on PS4. You're playing as Reaper, and as we have just discovered, you want to get a feel for it again.
You definitely. Well, I got to get back on the controller because I'm a keyboard and mouse guy.
I understand.
So,
I understand.
You get what's going on. You see what's happening.
Yeah, but this is a time I want you to know that even though you were being filmed, you're still in a safe space of no judgment, because I can certainly not play at all.
I get it.
Dude? What brought you to use Reaper over Soldier 76? Because that's kind of how you started.
I was such a 76 guy. Well, first I was a Junkrat main, and then obviously Junkrat's pretty easy to operate. You know, really have to really be around to get going on
you
Junkrat.
Just let his wheel do all the work.
Pretty much. Let the wheel do the work. Just shoot a ton of bombs everywhere. But man, I got into 76 because it just. I think I like 76 more than Junkrat because of the sounds. I think the sound of it. I think the sound of a 76's firearm was more appealing to me, and it just made me feel like I was actually doing something in the game. So
you were doing good work.
I was doing the work of the noble. So, but I think I got into Reaper because my daughter mains Reaper, and then
that is fantastic.
Well, she's already because I play a lot and she plays a lot, but she mains Reaper and she already got 2 stars under her name, and I'm at like 72, like so just. I'm like something's wrong, obviously.
Dude, you're already light years ahead of me, so you have no worries whatsoever. And the other thing is, obviously you have been streaming Overwatch before.
Right.
Actually, like the editors over at Polygon wrote up a story about you streaming, and this was I think mid last year. What kind of brought you into Overwatch? What drew you to this particular game?
Man, it was actually Reddit.
Really?
I saw so much about it on Reddit when it first came out, and man, and it was a Blizzard game, so anything from Blizzard, obviously, like that's gonna be fantastic. So, I was just more or less curious about what everybody was talking about because I pretty much hate being left out of the conversation on Reddit.
So really, it was only to stay on top of Reddit, which brought you to Overwatch, and now brought you to Reaper and to PlayStation Underground.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad you're here, man. Thank you for
Thanks,
playing,
man.
Throwing you into the fire, literally and figuratively. And they've updated this game so much since it's come out too. So
a ton.
I feel like part of the fun is trying to stay on top of everything and keep track of how all the characters are changing.
That was dumb. I don't know why I did that.
That was not dumb, sir.
What I did, that was bad tactics. Just went right in, just tried to take on 2 people by myself. That made sense for sure.
But it was a bold strategy.
It was bold. It did not work out.
How have you felt kind of streaming on Twitch, and what has your experience been so far?
You know what? I really love playing. I feel like I'm playing with people. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always, unless you get like the chatty person on the stream with you, and they just want to hold normal conversation while you're trying to hold down a point.
You mean like right now?
No, not at all. Because you're actually talking about the game. When I'm playing and there's people talking to me, they're asking me about like my career and stuff. Like that's the last thing I want to talk about. I'm playing games to get away from those kinds of things and change my life a little bit. But
okay, so I'm going to mark no career questions off my list. No career questions.
Jesus.
Well, I lost a lot of material.
That was probably 90% of it. I get it. No, but it's all good, man. Just trying to relaxing, man, and just enjoying playing the game it's so great, man. And
And you brought up, that your daughter plays this as well, and you have several children. I kind of want to know how you have time in the first place, because I have a 16-month-old kid at home.
Well, the good thing is that I'm into the same things they are.
Yeah.
I think when you don't have anything in common with a 16-month-old, I don't think you can.
I mean, I love playing with blocks, and but it only goes so far.
Right. The good thing is I enjoy what she does too, so that it helps out to be a part of her. Like, oh my God, of course. But it definitely helps out to be a part of what she's doing, and we bond on different things. And also, she's an artist, so she draws a ton of stuff, and she always drawing McCree, and she's always drawing any Overwatch character really. So it helps to be interested in what she's interested in.
Well, there's her inroad into a career at Blizzard, then,
Right.
as a game artist, man. And now you had mentioned that you knew the profile, the reputation of Blizzard games. I mean, do you go back with them? Did you play a lot of that?
A little bit.
back in the day?
I can't remember the password to my WoW account, but I'm telling you this.
that might be a good thing, man.
I was a beast.
I didn't know if you played a little bit of that Diablo action.
Diablo
on
was crazy.
PS4,
I got out of Diablo on Diablo 3.
Oh, okay. Wait, so you haven't played Diablo 3?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I keep hearing that, and I'm just so sad.
T-Pain, I would strongly recommend you play Diablo 3.
But now there's this and Destiny, and there's a lot happening,
I know.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and there's Destiny too. I mean, do you have time to get into that at all?
well, I refuse to play Destiny on anything but PC.
Oh,
Because
okay.
if I get stuck on anything else,
This show is over. Oh, it's PlayStation 4 only.
I get it.
No, that's great. I mean,
I get it. But if I get stuck on PlayStation, then I won't play anything else. I know for a fact that if I play anything on PlayStation, I won't play anything else. And then I'm going to have to, start taking my PlayStation from home. My daughter's going to hate me. It's going to be a lot happening.
So what you're saying
Get
is you
out!
want to...
Sorry.
No.
What?
I want you need to really fully embrace Overwatch when you're playing Overwatch.
Right. No, but I know for a fact, because that's what happened. I started everything. Somebody's in trouble.
I mean, I'm always comfortable saying that I enjoy playing on PC as well. So I'm right
Yeah,
there with
nah,
you.
but
It's a fun space.
It's
right?
easier if I just have my own thing.
Mm-hmm,
What I want to do is buy more PlayStations.
And just
but-
have one in every room in the house.
Well, I need to take them on the road too, and I used to, and then it started becoming more than one PlayStation, so I could play with my friends.
Yeah,
and then nobody wanted to carry them but me, so then that became like a thing. So
And you have your suitcase dedicated to
there
PS4s.
were 3 suitcases, and I had a whole case. I had a case with oh my God, oh no. No,
Easy. You're good.
Okay,
Beautiful.
Everybody's good.
Beautiful. Stand
Yeah,
light
so
on your toes.
I had a case built that was the size of like a DJ case. It was a 42-inch flat screen TV. Thank you.
Yeah.
42-inch flat screen TV, PS4, the Move controllers. I was all over the place with it, but it was 95 pounds. So I would have to check that in on flights. So I would have to check that in, and it was just hundreds of dollars every time I went to fly somewhere. And this was you got to think too. I was flying overseas with this thing, and people, it's hard to get through customs.
They're like, "What is in this box, sir? This is my entertainment for the entire trip."
There's a lot of electronics.
But that's kind of fun. Like, that's fun though.
It's fun until you're the only one that wants to carry it. It's a lot happening.
Yeah. Okay, then tell me here. Let's get back into Overwatch.
Right.
Do you want to try and play anyone else, or are you going to stick with Reaper? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go around.
Okay.
Probably get some Genji in there.
Oh, okay.
We'll check it. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible Genji though. So let's keep that going.
Again, call back to how bad I am at this game. You have nothing to fear.
We'll just go random.
I see, dude. What I do is I'm just play Mercy all the way.
You gotta
because
stay out of the way.
No matter, as long as you stay out of the way and you heal people, everyone's grateful.
Everybody's fine.
Everyone's super thrilled. They're like, "You did a great job, Mercy. You
Can't
were
kill the
flying
healer.
around."
Can't kill the healer. Everybody thinks you did a good job, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you leave you
Terrible
put
healer.
the controller on the ground and you walk away.
That's true.
Get a snack.
All right. Well, then you'll get booted off for inactivity anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
Then there's always going to be another healer.
What is my level is 2 on this account?
This is great.
Yes.
Oh wait, did I make the board last time? Did I just make the board?
I don't know.
I wasn't even looking for the name. Look at that.
It's because you didn't even care.
Irresponsible.
Yeah.
Just irresponsible.
Now, Diva, interesting choice.
You know why? Because I've never played her.
Oh, you want to just mess around? All right,
this is gonna be great. Wait, does she run out of ammo? How's this work?
So
is this why I die every time?
Is hers heat-based? I forgot. I have also never played Diva. People are screaming at their screens at home, I'm sure.
Nothing happening right now. This is...
Because, I mean, so Diva's obviously, like, tanky, right? So she has a shield. She can deflect, you know.
Wait, what is that?
Yeah, that's like the auto. It deflects bullets or some defensive matrix of some kind. It does something great. That's all you need to know. Yeah, see? Mercy. She was so polite. She said greetings to you.
I don't even know how to approach that right now.
Something on the D-pad.
What is this now?
Something good. Just something great.
What are these weapons?
Just something
Wait,
super great.
So her alt is...
Her alt is that she gets out of the mech, mech goes flying forward. Which really is a terrifying alt when you have a giant hulking mass of steel come hurtling at your face.
Right. That's very true.
Oh god, but you're still in the game.
Because the mech gets destroyed.
Yes.
And there's a torrent. Okay, so now I got it. We're doing a good job. We're doing a good job.
This is a learning experience.
It really is.
This is just helping you get more polished for your Twitch stream later.
Absolutely, this is good. I'm gonna start playing with more characters and stuff like that. And it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I keep forgetting that you stay in the game as Diva.
And then she's just sans mech, no mech to speak of. Oh. Easy, easy. All right, now you're still in the game. Hoop. Hoop. Sombra. The dance of death. You guys waltzed.
Oh, good lord. Okay, so you know what I need to know?
How to
there it is.
Change over to Reaper?
Nope. Okay. Completely mine went blank and forgot how to melee just real quick.
No, that's fine.
I got it. Here we go.
I forget how to shoot half the time.
You definitely want that. You want to remember
it's an important part. What else do you like to play recently besides Overwatch? Are you in anything else?
Yeah, man. I got a couple things I play, man. I mean,
what are you doing?
We got Wildlands. Yeah, a few things, man. But
little Ghost Recon in there.
Little Ghost Recon. We got what else do we got? What do we got? There's a ton of stuff, man, because I can't pay attention to one thing for too long. So
always moving to the next thing.
Right. You definitely want to. Oh, good.
There you go. Nice. Putting in work. Those extra hours.
But yeah, there's let me see what else am I playing. I'm just getting back to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
Contribute to the PlayStation ecosystem.
Right, absolutely.
What do you think? May I ask?
Oh, it's the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, you.
It really is, man.
Thank you.
I
had nothing to do with that part of it, but we certainly talked a lot about it on our channels. But the folks at Guerrilla Games do amazing work, and
I get it, man.
Story, visuals, it's beautiful. Absolutely. I should probably also finish it because I have not finished the story yet.
I have not played as much as I want to because time restriction.
Time restriction. I don't know if people at home know this. T-Pain is a globe-trotting, world-famous rapper.
I do stuff.
So there is a certain limitation on one's time when you fly around the world performing music to tens of hundreds of thousands of people. So.
Now.
Still in the game.
How does one go about getting their mech suit back?
One can, I think, do the alt again. Right?
I don't want to waste my alt though. I feel like I need that for.
But the mech suit is more important, right? I don't know.
Sometimes.
I don't know.
Sometimes all the up close in person.
Pro Diva players can write into our program at an email address that doesn't exist and tell us about how to play Diva properly.
I feel like this is.
No, dude, you're doing perfect.
I feel like I'm doing it right.
I love it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Do you have any favorite maps on this in this game that you really feel comfortable on?
I got a bunch that I hate for sure.
Okay, is this one of them?
This is one. Here's one right here. Look at this. Look at that.
There's a lot of avenues of fire that you have to be really careful about.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of things
map.
you can't pay attention to all at once.
Yeah.
And you got random.
Again, like talking at the same time.
This is great.
I'm sorry.
Oh no,
T-Pain.
you're doing a great job. You do your thing.
T-Pain.
I'm doing the bad job.
No, man.
I like this. I like that.
That boost?
Actually get there a little quicker than
Yeah,
everybody else.
and it really cuts that down on traffic time a lot.
Right.
Just lane split right down the middle in her battle mech. Okay. Very nice, sir. That's the way to do it.
So you can. Oh, that's why that happened.
That's
so
it.
much.
That's the ticket.
I'll see what's happening there. Back,
Holy
lady.
smokes! Look out! Oh.
Yeah, that was over before it started.
I mean, you were fighting a stilted battle.
Right.
On that one. Before we run too long and too
go
late on
ahead, do
time,
it up,
I want to
man.
know what else you are looking forward to in the world of video games. Is there anything on the horizon, no pun intended, that you are excited about?
A couple things, man. I'm ready to make and develop a game, so that's gonna be.
Is this the breaking news? You're
This
gonna
is-
start your own studio, make a game?
Yeah, this is long overdue.
Oh my gosh.
Super long overdue.
Okay, hold on a second. Then I need to ask. Give me the elevator pitch. Can you talk about it? You want to tell me a little bit about your idea?
No, it's not. It's very.
What kind of game would you want to make? What
It's
would be your dream
very-
project?
It's very reminiscent of Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh,
So there's that.
beautiful. Okay. So a surreal retro alien adventure
Absolutely.
with hot tubs, weird humor.
It's gonna be retro, but obviously it's gonna look amazing. So that's gonna retro in the sense of stylistically retro, but
Yeah.
it's you.
But visuals just off the charts.
Good lord.
Okay. I love it.
I'm real
I
big
can't-
into that. I'm real big into visuals.
Consider me first one in line
Gotcha.
to purchase. If I could have just like a special thanks in the credits.
We'll see about it. That's not something we just give out.
Crushed.
You gotta earn it, man.
T-Pain, before I let you go, I do want to give you a quick opportunity. I know you have a new album coming out. You're
Yes.
doing a tour. Do you want to give a little plug? I mean, I'm sure everyone watching this already has all that information.
Sometimes.
But for those that do not,
Well, okay. Well, check it.
Oblivion is on the horizon.
Oblivion is on the horizon.
Yes.
Pun intended that time.
Yes.
How about that?
Yep.
Oblivion's on the horizon, November 17th. My new album, Oblivion, drops. Right now, I'm actually here today because I'm on tour right now. The T-Pain acoustic tour. Trying to add dates. Everything's sold out right now, so probably didn't need to announce it, but it sounds awesome.
Okay.
Check out my Twitch channel.
What's
Twitch.tv/T-Pain, obviously.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I probably could have called that one in advance.
You probably could have,
Yep,
yeah.
okay. My bad.
Not difficult. So all that. Twitter T-Pain, Facebook T-Pain. Definitely not going to give out my PSN joint. So
Okay, yeah.
we'll figure that out later.
I will point out we are not playing on your account in case I should have pointed that out at the beginning because now I'm going to be flooded on PlayStation 4 with messages. We are not playing on T-Pain's account. I'm sorry. I want to break it to you,
I'll put it.
our dear viewer.
I'll put that out there when I'm ready on Twitch.
Okay.
Tune into my Twitch.
All right. Well,
How about
T-Pain,
that?
thank you so much for joining us
Absolutely.
on PlayStation Underground. It is a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the show. The man needs no other introduction, no other closing. We are very grateful to have him on. This has been PlayStation Underground. We are playing Overwatch. He's just going crazy now with Soldier 76. This was his true calling all along.
All along.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. Take care.
PlayStation